The eye roll heard round the office. You know that moment when Karen from accounting executes the slow-motion eye roll that can be seen from the International Space Station? Yeah, that one. The office air freezes, your coffee stops mid-sip, and somewhere a motivational poster quietly bursts into flames. Congratulations. You've just been publicly disrespected love in glorious 4K. Now, before you clutch your pearls or Google how to resign dramatically, stay put. Because in the next few minutes, we're going full Renaissance ninja channeling Niccolò Machiavelli, Florence's original PR crisis manager, so you can clap back with tactics so slick they allow leave your haters drafting apology emails in Comic Sans. But first, do the Machiavellian thing and seize the narrative. Hammer that subscribe button like it just shortchanged you at the vending machine. Ring the bell so hard it files a workplace injury claim. Why? Because every week we drop battle-tested strategies for winning power games without turning into a cartoon villain. Unless the costume budget is approved, then all bets are off. Deal? Fabulous. Cue the dramatic zoom out. Cue the suspense stinger. Cue Karen wondering why you're suddenly smirking like you own the place. Here is today's promise. By the end of this video, you'll all know exactly how to turn disrespect into a reputation growth spurt, Machiavelli-style. No toxic revenge fantasies, no kumbaya, just ignore it. Clichés, just cunning reality with a side of spicy sarcasm. Timers ticking, prince or princess. Let us pull the curtain on Florence's snarkiest diplomat and find out why step one is absolutely not firing off that passive-aggressive email. Oh, and fair warning. If you bail before the end, Karen wins by default. And nobody, and I mean nobody, wants the quarterly spreadsheet tyrant writing the history books. Stick around, level up, and maybe, just maybe, you will walk into Monday's meeting wearing a grin so unsettling. HR drafts new guidelines titled Emotional Domination, Section A Guy. Niccolò Machiavelli, history straight talk consultant. Meet Niccolò Machiavelli, the guy your college roommate. Definitely quoted to justify stealing your pizza, but with way better credentials. Born in 1469 Florence back, when networking required actual dagger-proof vests, Niccolò spends his 20s and 30s hopping between diplomatic missions, charming kings, dodging plague, and compiling enough state secrets to fill a medieval USB stick. Think of him as the original management consultant, except his slide decks were handwritten on parchment and occasionally delivered under armed guard. Then the Medici family yo-yo back into power. Hand him a pink slip, and just for fun toss in a little light torture. Exiled to a farm outside Florence, with nothing but bruised pride and way too many chickens, he writes The Prince, a brutally honest how-to guide for rulers who prefer results over warm fuzzies. Imagine a TED Talk titled Gaslight, Gatekeep, Governance, delivered in Latin, and you're getting warm. Here is the kicker. The Prince wasn't published until 1530, 5 years after Niccolò was already busy doing the dirt nap. Renaissance Amazon shipping was slow, apparently. But when it finally dropped, European courts treated it like a banned TikTok. Everybody publicly condemned it, then secretly binged it. The book's message? Power doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about optics, leverage, and the occasional strategic throat clearing by the city gates. Fast forward half a millennium. Machiavelli trends on Twitter every time a politician accidentally leaks bad news at midnight or a CEO fires half the staff via emoji. His name has become an adjective Machiavellian meaning: cunning, ruthless, and possibly plotting to replace the office coffee with decaf just to watch chaos unfold. Niccolò would have loved the mean economy. Monetizing cynicism was always his jam. But let's clear a common misconception. Machiavelli wasn't endorsing villainy. He was diagnosing reality. Think of him as the doctor who tells you sugar is killing you rude. Yes, But he didn't invent donuts. He simply documented how leaders actually behave when the stakes are thrones and heads. Strip away the velvet capes, and you've got timeless lessons on reputation, fear, and why public humiliation is a harder stain to scrub than red wine on a rental tux. Why should you care? Because every modern arena boardroom, group chat, holiday dinner still runs on the same primal software: status. Understanding Niccolò's playbook is like unlocking developer mode on human nature. Use it wisely, and you'll navigate disrespect like a chess grandmaster. Abuse it, and, well, enjoy your lonely castle of grudges. Ready to translate Renaissance street smarts into today's power-padded cubicles? Buckle up next. We dissect why that eye roll mattered more than 1,000 polite emails. Why disrespect is a power play, not a politeness issue. Let's yank the fuzzy filter off social interaction for a second. When Karen from accounting rolled her eyes, she wasn't just being impolite. She was running a silent A/B test on the office's power hierarchy. Will you shrink? Will you flare up? Will you, heaven forbid, apologize for breathing her precious cubicle air? See? Every tribe since caveman times has played this game. Back then it was grunt loudly to steal mammoth steak. Today it's a passive-aggressive sigh loud enough to rattle the company's Slack channel. Different soundtrack, same primitive software. One person jockeying for rank, everyone else recalibrating their mental leaderboard. Status economics 101. Picture status as a fluctuating stock price displayed on the invisible NASDAQ of human interaction. A public slight is the equivalent of short-selling your shares. If the crowd believes the disrespect stands uncontested, your social market cap crashes faster than a meme coin endorsed by a TikTok astrologer. Emotions are just the clickbait feelings of hurt, anger, or mortification. Those are the push notifications. The real story is analytic, who gained leverage, who lost credibility, who's rewriting tomorrow's seating chart. Machiavelli says rulers must avoid contempt like plague, because once the crowd smells weakness, the circus cannons come out. That logic applies equally to office politics and group chats about where to order lunch. Audience, audience, audience. Disrespect delivered in private stings. Disrespect in public is a live-streamed hostage situation. Everyone watching decides consciously or not whether you're lion or lunch. This is why you're flustered. That was rude. Achieves nothing. You've offered no signal of deterrence, no narrative pivot. You basically handed Karan the mic and said, "Roast me, queen." The silent spreadsheet of favors. People keep mental tabs. Who can I rely on? Who will fold? When you absorb disrespect without strategy, the invisible spreadsheet tallies you under soft target. Suddenly, it's open season. Your ideas get interrupted. Your deadlines magically become negotiable. Your stapler migrates mysteriously across the floor. By Friday, your positive ghosts exist. Spoiler, it's not ghosts. It's unchecked power creep. Respect does not equal niceness. Niceness is greeting the intern. Respect is the intern assuming you could end careers with a post-it note if provoked. The sweet spot fear-admiration cocktail, in Niccolò speak, isn't about snarling dominance. It's about controlled unpredictability. Colleagues should think twice before choosing you as the butt of a joke, the same way drivers think twice before honking at a parked police car. Why HR posters lie corporate culture manuals insist we're one big family. Sure, if your family includes that one cousin who leave tweets Thanksgiving drama for clout. Real families are complex, politics-ridden ecosystems with matriarchs, rebels, and secret alliances over the last slice of pie. Offices are no different. Pretending otherwise sets you up for the guillotine. Stop playing checkers in a chess match, replying, "That's not very nice." Is a checker move simple, predictable, easily jumped? Chess is noticing. Who laughed? Who looked away? Who glanced at you, gauging if it's safe to laugh next time? That intel guides your counter strategies. which we'll unpack in the upcoming 5-rule playbook. Bottom line, disrespect isn't a social glitch. It's a deliberate data packet. Treat it like spam and rage delete. You miss the market signal. Study it like an earnings report, and you'll know exactly how to reroute your stock toward a bullish bounce. Stay tuned. We're about to hand you a Machiavellian toolkit sharp enough to carve your initials into the office throne. The Machiavellian Playbook. 5 rules. Rule 1. Diagnose the power gap. Fear, love, or both. You can't fix a leak if you don't know which pipe is busted, and you can't fix disrespect if you don't know which ego valve is rattling. Machiavelli's first question to every would-be prince wasn't, "Are you nice?" but "Do they obey you because they adore you? Because they dread you, or because you struck the sweet spot where admiration and healthy terror share a bunk bed?" So, channel your inner Renaissance cardiologist and take a pulse. Did Karen's eye roll land laughs because she has beloved and you read the hermit in cubicle 9? Or was it nervous giggling because she scares them more than office coffee? Diagnose fast. If they love her, you'll need churn bombs before counter-strikes. If they fear her, you can judo flip that dread onto your side like a villain in a Sunday cartoon cape, optional but encouraged. How? Start by reading body language like it's the stock ticker at Times Square. Notice who leans away when you speak, who mirrors your posture, who suddenly remembers urgent email when drama brews. Plot these cues onto a mental heat map. Green for allies, yellow for maybes, red for "we'll post your meltdown to TikTok." Once you decode the board, you'll see exactly where to place your next chess piece. Remember, precision beats bluster. A lion's roar in the Serengeti wins territory. A lion's roar in a library gets tranquilized. If you misread the gap and overreact, you'll look like the intern who CC'd the CEO to complain about printer toner. Diagnose first, swing later. And just to keep the suspense simmering, at the end of this rule, you still owe Karen nothing. The silence is seasoning. We'll ladle out consequences soon. Rule 2. Guard your reputation like a castle made of eyes. Reputation, in Machiavelli speak, isn't just brand image. It's a medieval fortress bristling with archers who never sleep. Karen's disrespect was an attempted breach in the outer wall. Patch it sloppily, and every ladder in town will be leaning against your barbican by Thursday. Step 1. Audit for cracks. Scroll your socials, Slack threads, meeting notes any place your name appears, and scan for running jokes that chip away at your gravitas. "Oh, that is just Deb forgetting attachments again." Sounds cute until it becomes HRS reason to bypass you for promotion. Quash myths early. Correct politely in public, so the correction enjoys the same visibility as the rumor. If politeness fails, switch to velvet-gloved venom never outright fangs unless you're ready for a courtyard showdown. Step 2. Install reputation moats. Volunteer for the high-stakes presentation, deliver, and make sure the big boss hears the applause. Publish the team's success recap and gracefully credit everyone, including Karen. Nothing confuses potential saboteurs like generosity from the target they intended to humiliate. You're not only bulletproofing your image, you're subtly reminding the gallery who holds the moral high ground. Finally, post a personal code somewhere visible, maybe a pinned message or a line you repeat often. Deadlines are sacred. Clarity beats speed, whatever. When your behavior matches your credo, infractions against you look doubly shabby. Karen's eye roll then reads like graffiti on a freshly painted wall. Ugly, obvious, and begging for cleanup. Pro tip: maintain an air of amused confidence while fortifying. If people sense desperation in your defenses, they'll assume there's treasure inside worth stealing. Smile like the treasure is infinite and booby-trapped. Rule 3. Silence is a scalpel. Weaponize the pause your impulse is to fire back, fast maybe, a snarky quip, maybe a 3,000-word Slack manifesto sprinkled with reaction gifs. Resist, because silence Properly aimed, slices cleaner than any comeback. Machiavelli called it, "Leave them guessing." Uncertainty breeds caution, though he wrote it in nicer 16th century cursive. Here's the choreography. Karen drops the eye roll. You pause, breathe, let the fluorescent lights hum. Make brief but unmistakable eye contact. Say nothing. The room as discomfort inflates like a balloon at a toddler party. Everyone's waiting for the pop. This micro-suspense does the heavy lifting for you. Witnesses mentally scold Corinne on your behalf. Why'd she do that? After the pause, pivot address your original point with calm precision, as if no disrespect occurred. This does two things. It spotlights Corinne's pettiness and showcases your self-command. The silent beat becomes a meme that replays in colleagues' heads all afternoon. The moment Corinne looked childish, and you looked uncheckable. Congratulations, you just installed a tripwire in the office psyche. But beware, silence only works if you own it. Awkward shuffling, fidgeting, or nervous throat-clearing hands the wind back. Stand taller, straighten papers slowly. Sip coffee like you've rehearsed the scene. You're the director, editor, and soundtrack composer of this pause. Treat it like cinema. Deploy this scalpel sparingly. Over-silencing morphs into sulking, which leaks weakness. Think of it as the exclamation mark of tactical quietness, not the 315-page novel. One well-timed hush is sometimes all it takes to reset the respect thermostat. Rule 4. Retaliate once, hard, and publicly. Okay, fun part. Machiavelli's brand Bible line. Injuries should be inflicted all at once, so their bite is felt, but their taste fades. Translation for 2025. Deliver one decisive countermove, witnessed by enough spectators to make repeating the offense statistically unattractive. Don't nibble. Strike. First, pick a battleground aligned with your strengths. Are you the slide deck wizard, data assassin, or meme lord? Wherever your talent shines brightest, that's where you lay the smackdown. Maybe Corinne's budgets are due Friday. You arrive Tuesday with a flawless model exposing a cost overrun her department missed. Present it at the weekly stand-up with neutral tone. Invite solutions. Thank Corinne for bringing this challenge to light. The dagger is velvet wrapped, but everyone sees the blade. Key is proportionate force. Overshoot and you'll look tyrannical. Undershoot and you'll look petty. The sweet spot makes observers whisper, "Dang, remind me never to cross them," while HR nods approvingly at your professionalism. Important. Execute swiftly after the disrespect, but never in heat. Cool vengeance is premium grade. Hot vengeance smells like desperation. Follow through matters. After the strike, offer Corinne a dignified path to save face, perhaps involve her in the solution you crafted. This is gracious jiu-jitsu. You crush the behavior, not the human. Audience takeaway? Crossing you has consequences, but you're not a cartoon supervillain. That balance elevates your status higher than any mic drop moment could. And yes, the dopamine rush will tempt you to encore. Don't. One signature move keeps the legend crisp. Too many, and you're just a hammer hunting nails. Remember, Machiavelli advised princes to maintain the image of mercy after decisive action, lest fear curdle into unified rebellion. Rule 5. Seize the narrative after the dust settles. The skirmish is over. The gossip mill spins like a hurricane-powered hamster wheel. If you don't feed it clarity, it'll munch on rumor Doritos. So step up as chief storyteller. Host a debrief formal or casual framed around team learning, not Corinne's public flogging. People love lessons. They also love drama. Give them both in a digestible TED Talk meets True Crime podcast package. Open with humility. Yesterday's meeting got spicy. Here's what I took from it. Outline the issue. Repeat the day to win. Spotlight broader takeaways. By distributing the spotlight, you look leaderly, not gloaty. Corinne might even nod vigorously. Relieved you didn't print her ego on office mugs. Next, imprint your preferred headline. Professionalism breeds trust, or facts over theatrics. Humans remember slogans. Supply one before someone else stamps a meme on the event. Slide it into Slack, slap it on the whiteboard, mention it over coffee. Subtle, steady repetition until it becomes the accepted moral of the story. Finally, shift focus to the future new project. Next quarter, Freaky Friday team building karaoke. Forward momentum prevents colleagues from binge replaying the drama reel. Machiavelli warned leaders to avoid lingering on punishments. The crowd craves fresh spectacles. Give them constructive ones, and they'll label you resilient rather than ruthless. At night, pour yourself celebratory tea and jot a quick journal entry. What worked? What to tweak? What shoes to wear during victory struts? Then close the chapter. Dwelling on triumph is as corrosive as dwelling on defeat. On Monday, arrive earlier than Karen, greet her warmly, and let the new equilibrium speak for itself. Playbook wrap-up Diagnose gives Fortify, gives Pause, gives Strike, gives Narrate. 5 moves, 1 outcome. Your status graph trending up and to the right while Patinial Karens everywhere reconsider their life choices. Case Study A. Workplace. The meeting mutiny scene, Tuesday, 10:01 a.m. The conference room smells of burnt coffee and existential dread. You pitch a bold idea. Your manager, Dave, bulldozes mid-sentence. Let's hear real suggestions. Cue pity chuckles. Everyone's status sensors ping red. Diagnosis. Dave's flexing hierarchy, testing if your backbone is decorative. Playbook. Silence Scalpel. Let his words dangle in the air for exactly 3 heartbeats. The HVAC vent becomes a distant drum roll. Data dagger. Slide in. Sure hear us yesterday's client email asking for exactly this feature. Project it on screen, enlarging the love this idea. Quote to billboard size. Narrative grip. Close with team. If the client's excited, let's explore it after Dave's agenda. Polite, lethal, done. Outcome? Dave's power graph wobbles. The room silently updates its respect spreadsheet. Cliffhanger. Next quarter promotions list drops Friday. Place your bets. Popcorn optional. Case Study B. Relationships. The dinner snark attack. Location. Your apartment. You cook carbonara. Partner Alex lifts an eyebrow and mutters, interesting take on pasta. Translation. You ruin dinner. Amateur chef. Diagnosis. Low-stakes micro-dig, gauge of influence. Playbook. Reputation castle. Laugh. Bold words from the toast-burn champion. Equal footing re-established. Kitchen utensils cheer. Pause and probe. Fork poised mid-air. Something on your mind, or just auditioning for MasterChef. Pause. Watch body language like a lie detector on espresso. 1 strike reset. If snark persists, cool takeover next Saturday. I'll judge. Public commitment triggers humility or an epic culinary showdown. Suspense. Will Alex serve gourmet redemption or chicken nugget despair? Either way, respect equilibrium restored, and date night gets a plot twist Netflix would buy. Case Study C online. The Twitter troll ambush. Your thread on sustainable fashion hits 50K views. Enter at Polyblend Fan. Cool virtue signal. Bet your closet is 90% plastic. The mob gathers popcorn. Diagnosis. Troll fishing for dopamine via public shaming. Playbook. Silence Scalpel. Digital edition. No immediate reply. Let followers auto-fact check while you sip herbal tea. Single hard strike. Quote tweet 90 minutes later with a photo of your second-hand store. Receipt. Actually 87% recycled rayon, thanks for asking. Hashtag receipts. Narrative seizure. Pin the tweet. Follow with a resource link on thrift shopping. Drama converts to traffic, and the troll becomes your accidental marketing intern. Plot thickens. Troll's next 3 tweets are apologies disguised as jokes. Audience applauds, thread morphs into newsletter signups, and you level up in the algorithmic coliseum. Eventually, Polly Blendfin deletes the account to focus on personal growth. Chef's kiss. Meta lesson speed round. Different arenas. Same primal script, only the costumes change. Disrespect thrives in ambiguity. Clarity is kryptonite. One decisive move beats 1,000 tiny clapbacks. Humor is an armor plate that weighs nothing. Use it. Host snaps fingers. Slot machine icons vanish, replaced by a ticking countdown clock. Homework. Pick one arena you'll face this week: work, home, or online. Draft a first 10-word response using the playbook. Stick it to your laptop and watch your anxiety downgrade from feral raccoon to domesticated house cat. And remember, every time you respond with poised precision, a wannabe Karen looks skyward, questions life choices, and a tiny Machiavelli somewhere chuckles himself off a cloud made of red velvet and unresolved grudges. Just tossing verbal shuriken at Karen feels like a Netflix season finale, and it starts leaving passive-aggressive sticky notes on your adrenal glands. Machiavelli meets Mr. Niccolò argued a ruler must appear merciful, faithful, humane. Keyword: appear. Translation: ethics are branding. Enter Mr. Cardigan-clad defender of actual kindness. Jam the two into the same elevator, and you get the modern reality. Ruthless optics are useful, but so before deploying your next tactical pause, run a 2-question scan. Will this move solve a real problem, or just feed my ego's TikTok reel? If every colleague used the same tactic on me tomorrow, would I need therapy or tequila? If you flinch at either answer, switch from retaliation mode to boundary mode. Boundaries are quieter, cheaper, and come without nighttime reruns of Did I Become the Jerk? And remember Rule 4, single decisive strike? Do that weekly, and you're on the fast track to cynicism cosplay. Chronic hypervigilance fries cognitive bandwidth faster than open Chrome tabs on a 2012 laptop. Symptoms: revenge fantasies during dental cleanings, villain monologues in the shower, sudden urge to read The Prince in original Italian at 3 a.m. If that's you, congratulations, you're running Machiavelli malware. Sleep like your crown jewels depend on it. Move boxing class if you crave simulated combat. Yoga if you need to deflate the ego balloon. Vent in a journal. Slack screenshots age like milk. The plot twist: sometimes the universe handles disrespect for you. Karen's sarcasm may boomerang when she eye-rolls the wrong VP. Cultivate strategic patience, a fancy phrase for popcorn eating, while consequences self-install. Moral: not every slight deserves a duel at dawn. Some deserve a front-row seat. Walk away wisdom. Machiavelli wrote for princes trapped in zero-sum politics. You, however, can update your LinkedIn and vanish like Batman on PTO. If an environment requires non-stop chess just to keep dignity intact, consider relocation over retaliation. There is no shame in choosing inner peace over daily gladiator matches, unless your personal brand is corporate Spartan. In which case, carry on and remember to hydrate. Safety first, drama later. If disrespect crosses into harassment or discrimination, escalate through proper channels faster than you can say legal discovery. Machiavelli loved cloak and dagger intrigue, but even he would have emailed HR if Florence had one. Power games are sport. Abuse is a crime scene. Know the line. Closing the wellness loop picture: a respect mental health seesaw. Too soft, you're a doormat. Too sharp, you're a cactus nobody hugs. Aim for porcupine wearing a party hat, adorable from afar, pricks only when provoked. Keep the quills polished, the hat jaunty, and recharge in your den often. Your future self will thank you, and maybe send cupcakes. All right, grab your metaphorical quill and actual latte. This is the meat course. Everything up to now was the appetizer that made Karen choke on her ego. What follows is the 5-rule sequence that transforms you from nice but ignorable to polite yet slightly terrifying. Think of it as a Renaissance martial arts kata. Practice until it has muscle memory, and you will navigate disrespect the way a grandmaster dodges drunken bar hugs effortlessly, without breaking glass or a sweat. Rule 1: diagnose the power gap. Fear, love, or both. Picture the office as a medieval court in business casual. Titles aren't Duke or Viscount. They're Senior Analyst, Karen from Accounting, and President-elect Donald Trump camoing on CNBC. Every interaction is a micro-referendum on who bows to whom. Step 1 is never swinging your sword. It's mapping the terrain. Start with a silent census. When a slight lands, run a 3-second scan. Who just smirked? They likely orbit the offender's gravity well. Who side-eyed the offender? Possible allies note their names like you're collecting infinity stones. Who looked at you for a cue? That's your latent army waiting for a general. Next, decode why the offender felt safe to strike. Machiavelli splits allegiance into love and fear. Your offender believes you inspire neither yet. If Karen pulls stunts because people like her more, you're facing the cult of popularity. If it's because she terrifies them with budget vetoes, you're squaring off with the reign of terror. Prescription: against popularity, deploy high-visibility value bombs. Outperform so obviously that the masses recalibrate affection. Karen's fun, but Deborah gets us raises. Against fear, borrow a fraction of that dread. Show you can ruin her day politely. People respect the person who can enforce boundaries without throwing staplers. Diagnosis completed. You now know which levers matter. Swinging blindly is for amateurs and YouTube fail compilations. You, dear strategist, are here for the highlight reel. Rule 2. Guard your reputation like a castle made of eyes. A castle isn't stone. It's the stories people whisper about you when the Wi-Fi drops. If those stories paint you as flaky, funny but soft, or the one who once cried during a spreadsheet error, expect incoming catapults. Your job is to mortar every crack with proof of competence and quietly terrifying consistency. Action plan. Myth audit. Once a month. Lurk in group chats, observe recurring jokes at your expense. Anything repeated thrice is cementing as identity. Nuke the false narrative publicly, but calmly. Fun fact deadline missed twice ever, both when the VPN died. Stats, not gossip drop screenshots. Move on high-stakes visibility. Volunteer for projects that matter. When success emails flow, hit reply all, thanking contributors and include Karen on CC. Public generosity frames you as secure alpha, not petty beta. Signature principle. Adopt one mantra: accuracy beats speed. Clients first, whatever. Repeat it until colleagues quote it back to you at happy hour. Now any attack on you also attacks that loved principle, which makes aggressors think twice. Remember, your castle must look imposing yet inviting. Too many flaming arrows, and you appear paranoid. Too few patrols and barbarians picnic on your throne. Strike the Goldilocks point. A warm smile at the gate, murder holes above the door. By month's end, anyone planning disrespect will picture your well-defended keep and decide the siege equipment rental isn't worth the deposit. Rule 3. Silence is a scalpel. Weaponize the pause. Nothing unsettles a bully like expecting fireworks and getting art house stillness. The human brain hates unfinished loops. Your disciplined hush hands Karen an existential cliffhanger. Technique. The 3-beat rule. After the insult, beat 1. Breathe, shoulders square. Your calm reads as "I saw that." Beat 2. Maintain neutral eye contact. The room's ambient noise grows louder than her reputation. Beat 3. Slight head tilt as if examining a curious insect, then return to business. Or segue into a clarifying question. "I'm intrigued. Could you explain what you meant by that?" Most offenders crumble right here. They mumble, backtrack, or throw in a nervous joke. You force them to provide either justification or apology. Audience takeaway. You command tempo like a maestro with a laser pointer. But beware the silence trap prolonged sulkiness. Silence works because it's surgical. Quick incision, minimal blood. Stay mute too long, and people call you passive-aggressive, aka the corporate equivalent of stepping on Lego bricks barefoot. Bonus advanced move. Pair the pause with a physical reset, closing a notebook, adjusting glasses. These micro-gestures act as scene clappers. They tell onlookers, new take commencing, and on director now. Use this rule sparingly, like truffle oil. Too much and everything tastes of intimidation. Just enough in colleagues treat you like a puzzle box, covered in gold leaf, fascinating, beautiful, and probably booby-trapped. Rule 4. Retaliate once, hard and publicly. Now the fireworks. Machiavelli's advice. Injure in one blow, benefits in teaspoons. You're about to deliver that single, memorable blow, no sequel, no extended universe. Setup. Choose an arena you dominate: numbers, narrative, or charisma. Karen mocks your client pitch? Great. Next meeting, unveil a data-driven pitch that secures budget approval. When applause hits, casually mention Karen's earlier concern and how the new solution addresses it. Knife sheathed in gratitude. Guidelines for the perfect strike. Speed. Aim within one business cycle, so the link is obvious. Proportionality. Match intensity. Minor dig gives elegant correction. Major ambush gives thunderous smackdown. Documentation. Retaliation lives forever online. Ensure it reads as defensive standards, not vendetta. Aftermath ritual. Offer the vanquished an olive branch. Karen, appreciate your skepticism. Made the proposal stronger. This forces her to publicly accept peace or look sulky. Either way, scoreboard reads, you won, disrespect 0. 1 and done. Further strikes scream insecurity. Think sniper bullet, not Nerf gun barrage. Rule 5. Seize the narrative after the dust settles. The duel's over, but the gossip economy is ramping into after-hours trading. If you don't supply an official soundtrack, someone else will drop a remix starring you as the villain. Step 1. Public debrief. Host a 5-minute lessons learned huddle. Frame the drama as a shared growth moment. Yesterday highlighted how data clarity prevents miscommunication. People crave morals, hand them one gift wrapped. Step 2. Memorable slogan. Craft a bite-sized mantra others can retweet. Facts, not friction. Plastered on slides for the next fortnight. Repetition cements memory. Step 3. Forward motion. Announce the next project, goal, or pizza party. Humans follow momentum. Provide it, and the crowd stops gawking at yesterday's car crash. When the story belongs to you, critics must argue against your narrative frame. That's like fencing while wearing oven mitts, possible, but humiliating. Wrap up and transition. Put it together, and you've got a loop tighter than a drumline. Diagnose gives Fortify, gives pause, gives strike, gives narrate. Master each link, and your status chart trends upward like a meme stock Elon just tweeted about, except your gains are sustainable. Colleagues will approach with a mix of respect, curiosity, and slight terror, which is code for professional harmony. Quick check. Feeling clear enough for the voiceover booth? Picture reading these words with a half smirk and a knowing eyebrow raise, audience hooked. Script supervisor high-fiving the air. All right, royal strategist's crowns on straight? Good. Let's talk subscriptions. Power isn't a one-time payment. It's Spotify with sharper elbows. Miss a renewal, and suddenly Karen's dropping mixtapes of disrespect all over your playlist. So here's your 7-day challenge. A daily quest to keep the crown polished and the haters baffled. Monday. Diagnose new territory. Walk into the weekly meeting like David Attenborough entering a rainforest. Observe. Catalog the predators and the parrots. No action, yet just intel. Tuesday, fortify in public. Share a bite-sized win. Maybe you solved that bug nobody could crack. Post it in the group chat with a humble fly eye. Cue silent awe. Wednesday, practice the pause. Slip a 3-second silence into a chatty moment. Watch the extroverts fidget while you sip coffee like a Renaissance sphinx. Thursday, tactical strike, tiny but vivid. Fix a data error in a shared document and leave a friendly comment. People notice the precision. Karen notices the message. Friday, spin the narrative. Fire off a quick recap email. Highlights plus lessons this week. Short sentences, big impact. You become the unofficial historian and historians write the legends. Saturday, rest or your Rust phone on airplane mode. Touch something green that isn't a spreadsheet. Remember, even kings need a day off from conquering. Sunday, reset 2 journal lines. What fueled me? What drained me? Adjust settings. Patch the firmware. Prepare to dominate another week. Complete the quest. Tag me online. And you might win our limited edition. Silence equals Scalpel. Pen perfect for signing peace treaties or doodling tiny guillotines during meetings. Now, before you bounce, smash that subscribe like it owes you lunch money. Ring the bell, the louder the ding, the safer your throne. Drop a comment with your juiciest disrespect saga. Best story gets crowned Duke of Drama Dodging in next week's video. And when someone side-eyes you and says, "Isn't all this a bit manipulative?" lean in, give them the calm Machiavellian grin, and answer, "Reality isn't optional, my response is." Mic drop, cape swish. End screen rolls. Checkmate, which, by the way, is just Renaissance speak for have a nice day.